this video, I'm going to show you the fastest, easiest, and cheapest way to make high quality video edits like the one that you just watched. Let's get into it. So to get started, the first thing we're going to do is go to CapCut.com. Now you can either use it in the browser or you can use the desktop version, and they both have their advantages. So with the browser version, of course, you can start editing immediately, but you're going to have to upload things and that can take some time. With the desktop version, you have to download the application, but like all of the files that are on your computer will be able to go right into it. It's significantly quicker. Once CapCut is downloaded, if you go that route, you can either select a pre-made template or create a new video altogether. You can also use a mobile version of CapCut, but the mobile version doesn't have all of the features that it does on the desktop, which is the reason why I strongly recommend either being on the browser version or on the desktop version. Once CapCut is downloaded, it's going to look something like this. And from here, we can create a new project. First, I'm going to show you how to make a video from a template. If you don't want to use a template, then just skip ahead to the timestamp right here. Now, the first thing that we're going to do is actually import all of the videos and photos that we want to use in our template. So because I'm on a Mac, the first thing I'm going to do is click on import, and then I'm going to go to downloads. It may be different for you depending on where you keep your videos or your photos on your device. And I'm just going to select all of the different videos that I would like to use. Once I have all the videos and photos that I want in my space, I can then go to this little arrow on the right hand side and click on it, and you'll see there is templates at the end. So if I click on templates, once templates has been selected, I can then filter by what I'd like. So I want my orientation to be horizontal, and I want there to be at least 10 clips in my video, 6 to 10 clips in my video, and there is no limit on duration that I have in mind. Okay, now that that's complete, it's going to show me all of the templates that match what I want. Now, once I find a template that I like, I'll select it and I will drag it into my timeline. Once my template has been dragged into the timeline, you'll see this little button right here that says 10 clips to be replaced. So I can select that and I will see the 10 clips or the 10 slots that exist for me to replace the clips. Now from here, I can either select replace and go through my files one by one, or I can go back to where I uploaded all of my clips earlier, and I can start putting them into the slots like that. So just dragging until I see that green plus sign, and that will allow me to put the clips into place. So I'm just going to do that really quickly. From here, if there's a specific part of a clip that I would like to see, I can select the edit icon or the pencil on top of the clip, and I can trim clip. And from here, I can drag to the specific part of the clip that I would like to use. And so I'm just going to go and do that for each one of these parts of the clip right now. And that's essentially it. So from here, we can just test the video. So to do this, we'll go ahead and go full screen, and then we'll just press the play button. If we're happy with that, then we can export. And if we don't, and if we're not happy with that, then we can change it however we see fit. And that's essentially it. If we're happy with our video, then we can export it as it is. Now let's say that we want to make a video completely from scratch. Well, doing that is going to be a little more difficult. I still want to make an intro, which means I'm going to be using music, but you don't have to. What I'm going to do is basically look at the audio that I want first, and that's what I'll use in order to set the pacing of my video. So in order to do that, I'm just going to exit out of this. CapCut auto saves, so I don't have to worry about me losing this template for any reason. I can exit out, and then I can actually duplicate this project. That way I'm using the same clips that I was using the first time. I'm going to select the duplicate, which is clearly named copy. And from here, I'm going to delete the previous template that I used, because now I'm going to be making a video from scratch. From here, I'm going to go through and find a song that I like. Once I find the song that I like, I can just drag it into the timeline. And from here, I'll be able to see the sound waves. So the sound waves are going to allow me to figure out exactly where I want to make the cuts in the music. So what I'm doing right now is using this tool on the right hand side to zoom in a little bit. And that's going to allow me to be more precise when it comes to cutting off the sections that I want to use for the different parts of this video. So from here I can see that there's a clear gap right here. So this is going to be a space where I make one cut, and from the next I'm going to drag and look for the next one. So there seems to be a little spike right here. And then I'm going to look for another one, which seems to be about right here. Now I can make more and listen to the track so I can make sure I have the transitions where I want them, but I'm not going to do all of that right now. This is just supposed to be a quick video. So from here we have 4 different sections that we cut off. And from here I can go to the videos that I used earlier and select the videos that I would like to use. So this is going to be one of them, right? So just select and drag the video. As you can see, it's a little longer than I'd like for it to be. So it's gonna automatically snap to where I made that cut earlier, and then I can split again, and then I can just delete or backspace in order to get rid of the rest of the video, and just do that for the rest of the tracks. Now, same as before, if there's a part of a clip that I don't like, I'm just going to right click and select trim clip, and that's going to allow me to go through and select the part of the clip that I want to use. Now, here are a couple of tricks that you didn't learn with the template tutorial. Now, let's say that we're not very happy with the transition from one clip to another. Well, we can go to transitions right here, and we can select a transition that we really like. Some of these you do need to pay for, but there are some that we don't need to pay for. So I'm going to select one of the free ones. And once you find the transition that you like, you can just put it exactly where you'd like it, and it'll put itself right there. Let's say that we want to make that transition take a little bit longer, but we can drag it out. I want this one to be about 1.5 seconds long. So it's going to look something like this. If I'm happy with that, then I can just keep going and adding more transitions as I see fit. And finally, how are we going to end this video? Well, the way I like to end my videos is by fading out. So that's what I'm going to do in this clip right here. I'm going to select the clip itself. I'm going to go to animation. And as you can see, you can actually change how the clip comes in and how it goes out. On the out, I'm going to select fade out, and that's a little too fast for me. So I'm going to make this take actually around 3 seconds. So it's going to be a nice slow fade out at the end of the video. I can also do the same thing with the music. So I'm just going to take this and actually drag it about 10 seconds over so that the music itself will start to get quieter and quieter as the video is ending. And the last thing I want to talk about are keyframes. So this is going to allow us to zoom in and out of the video or make the video move around however we see fit whenever we'd like. So just select the clip that you want to keyframe, and for me, I want this to be larger at the beginning and to zoom out. So what I'm going to do is actually scale it in first. I think 125 is probably good. And then I'm going to select this little diamond right here, which is going to allow me to add a keyframe, drag this diamond to the beginning of the clip, right? And then at the end of the clip, I'm going to make it 100%, right? And as you can see, a keyframe diamond was automatically added, and I can drag that all the way to the edge. So now we get this cool zoom out at the end of the video. Now finally, there's one more thing that I can tell you about, which is going to be adding stickers or text. So for this, I'm going to add text, and it's just going to be the default text box, right? So I'm just going to take that and drag it where I'd like it. And we can make it as long or as short as we like. I'm gonna make this one a little bit longer. And from here, I can change what it says in the upper right. So it says default text. I want it to instead say, thank you for watching. I'm gonna use this as my outro. I can change the size of the font right here. And if I don't like the way that the font itself looks, there are some presets. I can also change the font and the color as I see fit below. So I want this to be red in all caps. That's a little big for me, so I'm gonna make it a little smaller. And then let's go ahead and put a border on this. So I believe that's going to be shadow. and let's make this completely opaque. We're going to change the font to Blossom, because why not? Finally, just like with videos, we can also animate this font. So if I go to animation, I can see all the different ways that the font can come in, as well as the way that it can go out. And I can make the transitions themselves as long or as short as I'd like them to be. So for this, I'm going to make it about 1.5 seconds long on both sides. And that's essentially it. You can do the same thing with stickers. You can do the same thing with other pictures. Of course, there are filters that you can add to your videos as well in order to make them look a certain way if you want to have a certain look and all of that good stuff. But this is just supposed to be a basic tutorial, so I hope this serves your needs.